Hello everyone. So welcome to today's video. In today's video, we will be talking about inheritance in object-oriented programming system or object-oriented paradigm. And as already mentioned in the very starting of this course, so OOP has several properties by which it is very much useful, or it makes or it is basically becoming unique from other function oriented paradigms. Okay, so inheritance is one such property. And talking about inheritance, so if we actually have to talk about inheritance, so it is basically a mechanism, or it is basically a property in which one object, okay, so one object will acquire all the properties and behaviors of the parent object. Okay, one object, essentially this we call it as a child object. It can also be a child class, so it will acquire the properties and behavior of the other object, of the parent object. Okay, so like if we go by the literal meaning of inheritance also, so what do we actually mean by inheritance? So inheritance is we are inheriting, or we are getting something from our parents, right? Or our children will get something from us. So that particular property is also incorporated in the object oriented programming system, where essentially there will be a parent class, and the properties of this parent class would be inherited by the child class, or the objects of the child class. Okay, so this is the relation. And the idea behind inheritance in Java is that we can create new classes that are built upon existing classes. So if we are, since we are talking about OOP from Java point of view, so in Java it actually means that we can create new classes. Okay, we can create new classes from existing classes. So from already existing classes, we can make use of those classes in order to create new classes. Okay, we do not have to create something new, or we do not have to rewrite the same class. Instead, we can simply inherit the properties of that class into a new class and make it work. Okay, so when we inherit from an existing class, we can reuse the methods and fields of the parent class. So existing class, we can consider them as the parent class, and new class we can consider as the child class, right? So talking about this parent or the superclass, so if we are inheriting something from the parent class or something from the superclass, we can reuse the methods and the fields which are present in this particular existing class. Moreover, it is not simply only inheriting the properties of the existing classes, but in the child class we can add new methods or new fields also. Okay, so if we talk about inheritance now, um, we have already discussed that it is inheriting the properties of the parent class into the child class, or we can also consider inheritance is the procedure by which one object acquires all the properties and behaviors of the parent object. Okay, here I forgot to mention the object here. So if we are considering two objects, it is two object, and if we are considering that no, it is a class, then we will be considering as a class. Okay, so this property, in order to explain this, let me give you a small example. Okay, so in the form of a code. So let us first write down this particular class. Okay, I have a class animal, and within this particular class, so here I am incorporating a method which is void eat. Okay, and within this I have the print statement, that system.out.println. So this is animal can eat. Okay, animals can eat. So this is a display statement which I am supposed to display when this particular class is executed. Similarly, now I have to write down the main method somewhere from where the execution begins. So let us write another class, which is class dog, and within this I will be mentioning the main method, which is public static. Let me write down little lower so that I can make use of the space later on. Okay, so here if I am incorporating public static void main, this is how I declare the main method. Okay, public static void main and string args. Okay, so here what I'll do is I'll create a new object, okay, of the dog class. Dog d is equal to new dog, and I will simply close the bracket here. Now if the d object needs to execute or needs to implement this particular statement, then what should I do? Okay, if I'm trying to access any method with the d object, I will write here d dot eat, right? D dot eat. So this dot operator will help me to call this method, but this method is basically inside a different class, which is the animal class. Will it be possible to do that? No, right? We have done this previously also. So it is not possible to call an object of a different class using the object of some other class. Okay, so if I want to call this particular method inside the animal class, either I have to go for creation of an animal object. Okay, let's say animal a is equal to new animal, and I'll write a dot eat. Okay, so this can be a possible thing, or what I can do is I can simply rewrite this entire method. Okay, this entire method here within this particular dog class. Okay, so that whenever d dot eat is called, so let's say I am writing here void eat. Okay, and here I am giving system.out.println and animals can eat, right? So when I am doing this, so then then I will be able to call this method inside this dog class, right? Because I have created an object of the dog class. But if I am doing this, it would essentially mean that I have to rewrite this piece of code. Okay, rewrite this particular code, lines of code which are already written in my program. So is there a mechanism by which I do not have to create extra object? Okay, or I do not have to write extra lines? So is there any other way by which we can do that? Yes, there is a way by which we can do it, and that is the inheritance. So if somehow I can inherit the properties of the animal class into the dog class, then my purpose is solved. So let me rub this off first of all so that it does not create any more confusion. Okay, so what I'll do is I will simply inherit the properties of the child class. Okay, properties of the parent class into the child class. Okay, so this is my parent class animal. All right, so class dog is where I want to call the method which is inside the animal class. So I have to make my dog inherit the properties of the animal. So it will use a keyword which is extends and animal. Okay, so animal is the name of the class and extends is the keyword which will be inheriting the properties of the parent class, okay, or the animal class. So when I am doing extends, this particular scenario is possible. All right, so this scenario will be possible. So now I have created an object D, okay, and I have inherited the properties of animal into my dog, okay, and hence I can use the methods of animal inside the dog class. Okay, so now it is as good as having this piece of code inside this particular dog class. So now d dot eat will give me the output as animals can eat. Okay, so this is a very interesting and an important concept, because it will not only help us to inherit the properties of the class of the superclass, okay, but it will also help us to reuse the code and override certain methods. All these things we will be taking up deeply in our subsequent sessions, okay, but first of all you have to understand that inheritance is nothing but it will inherit the properties of the parent object into the child object, or parent class into the child class. Now when you are talking about the parent, okay, so here basically here animal is the parent or the superclass, okay, or the superclass, and this particular animal will be, the properties of the superclass or parent class will be extended, that is inherited by the dog. So this is the child class, okay, child class, or you can call it as a subclass. Okay, so child class basically inherits the properties of the parent class. Okay, so and how do they do it? Using the extends keyword. Using the extends keyword, the inheritance is made possible. Right, now whenever I am talking about dog and an animal, so let me take up the next page. Okay, so whenever I am talking about the dog and an animal, right, so dog is a type of animal, right, so dog is a type of animal. So this parent class and child class, essentially they share an is a relationship. Okay, do not go to the literal, I mean the exact way in English it is pronounced, that dog is an animal. Yes, it is an animal, but here this particular thing is a, okay, so it follows and is a type of a relation. Okay, so dog is the child class here and animal is the parent class here. So child is a type of parent, or is a parent, I mean is the relationship between this particular child class is a type of a parent class. Again, if I am taking as a different example, let's say bus is a vehicle. So vehicle is the parent class here and bus is the child class here. Okay, then let's say surgeon is a doctor. Okay, so we have to remember that the relation between a child and a parent is always a is a type of relation. Okay, so I believe up till here we are clear about it. All right, so moving ahead, what are the basic advantages and disadvantages, or what are the basic advantages of a of using inheritance? So if we use inheritance, we have two different advantages. Okay, we have two different advantages. The first advantage is that we have already seen, it enhances code reusability. Okay, it enhances code reusability. We do not have to write multiple lines of code or go on creating multiple objects, because we can use the same piece of code. We just have to inherit the properties based on that their class in from which we want to inherit the properties. Okay, and the second one is that we can achieve polymorphism. Okay, so this is another OOP concept. So we can achieve polymorphism, and we will talk about polymorphism in my subsequent videos. So polymorphism can be achieved, or method overloading, overriding, all those things could be achieved using inheritance. So this is a very interesting and an important concept when it comes from your, in fact, interview point of view also, because first of all we have to know why it is needed, and that the basic need is that it is in order to reuse the code, and if we want to use polymorphism in our program, so we can easily use it. Okay, now there are three different types of inheritance. So we will take up the types of inheritance in our next video, but in this video I will just give you a overall glimpse of how it would basically it looks like. Okay, or what is the diagrammatic look of it. All right, so there are three different types of inheritance. So I'll write it down for you. So types of inheritance. So there are three different types. The first one is a single inheritance. We just saw it. Okay, single inheritance. Then we have multi-level inheritance. Multi-level inheritance. And the third one we have is hierarchical inheritance. So these are the three different types of hierarchical inheritance. Yes, hierarchical inheritance. So these are the three different levels of inheritance which we can see in our in Java basically. So in single inheritance, what happens is through a particular code, okay, we will these are the three primary inheritance which we will be discussing in details, and we shall also be discussing about two more of them, which is multiple and hybrid. Okay, so we also have multiple inheritance, and number 5 is the hybrid inheritance. Sorry, the spelling is not correct. Okay, so hybrid inheritance. All of this inheritance or all of these types will help us to use different properties present in different classes. Okay, so suppose if we are considering the single inheritance. Okay, so single inheritance is very simple. There is class A. Okay, so this is class A, and there we have class B. So there are two different classes, class A and class B. All right, and this is this here class B will be inheriting the properties of class A. So with this we have already seen, right? So class A is basically the animal class that we saw, and class B will be the dog class. Okay, so this is, we just have to inherit the properties of the base class or of the parent class. All right, now in the second type of inheritance, which is the multi-level inheritance. So in multi-level inheritance we have around 3 different classes or more than 3 classes. So class A, then we have class B, then we have class C. Now here what happens is that class A is basically inherited by class B, and the properties of class B would be inherited by class C. So it is like a chain of inheritance, right? This involves a chain of inheritance. Different types of inheritance, I mean different types of classes might be there. So it is just inheriting one by one, and it is like a chain of inheritance. All right, so let's say we have an animal class here. Okay, so animal class is inherited by a dog class. Okay, and this dog class is inherited by a pup class. So all the properties of animal would actually be inherited by the pup. Okay, so this is your multi-level inheritance. Talking about the other types of inheritance, we will be talking about those in our next video, but as of now we have to remember that inheritance is one of the most used factors in Java programming as well as any other object oriented programming style. Okay, and because it enhances the mostly it enhances your readability of the program by code reusability, and we also can use different, as already mentioned, we can use different types of parameters with the with with or different types of other properties with the same program or with the same paradigm. Okay, so this is all about inheritance. We just briefly spoke about single inheritance and multi-level inheritance. However, we will talk about the other inheritances as well in our next video. We will also see how this inheritance works with a program. Okay, in my next video. Thank you.